Did you see Kevin Lee's new tattoo?
Oh my goodness.
This is
I
the
mean,
most amazing
why would
thing
he
I've
do
ever
that?
seen.
I mean,
I
this is the
love
most
it.
insane tattoo I've ever seen in my entire life.
I love it.
You remember how mad everybody got mad at Mike Tyson for getting one on his face?
No, this is
Have you
better.
seen the back of Kevin Lee's head? It's his
I
whole
love it.
head. Who does that?
But
Why
it's the
did he
back
do
of the
that?
head, so it's less intrusive, right? It's
Man,
not
it's
in
the
your
back
face.
of the head and goes down his neck. Like, I don't know why. Yeah, that was a little bit crazy for me. Could you
Kevin Lee's
imagine how
mad.
bad that hurt?
Oh my
Must
God.
have hurt
Especially like
so
right.
bad.
How many tattoos do you have?
I don't know, 3, 4.
Which is the most painful?
Probably the one on my calf, honestly, because it was just going apart on that soft part of the skin in the back. That kind of that sucks a little bit.
That's why I feel like the back of the neck must have killed, right?
And the needle's like hitting you. If it hits the
Oh,
bone, anytime it goes across the bone, it sucks, you know?
Why'd he do that?
Hey, this arm was a little skinnier back when I got my first tattoo, so you could actually get to the bone and the meat.
That's right.
Right now, this is all meat. Right now, this big 25-inch, this python right here is meatloaf. Before, when I was a kid, this was just a nice little chicken leg. You know, now this is a full meatloaf sandwich. Look at me.
Look at that. Ooh, look at that. Oh my God.
I'm so strong. I can't believe how strong I am. Like, I literally can pop your head.
Like that? Like the watermelon, like Ben Askren does?
I didn't think that in retirement I could get stronger, but like now I'm like feeling
You've been
myself.
working out more, apparently. I could see it in your face.
Yeah, working like this. Ariel. Ooh. That's why my arm's so strong, you know, like
Just the right. Hey, by the way, when's the last tattoo? How old were you?
Plus, I actually like when Ezekiel Elliott does that, you know, he's like, feed me like, you don't eat like this, right? You eat coming back. It's like a different direction. You know, the spoon comes towards the face, not back out towards the field. Come on, Zeke, get it right, man.
I hope someone makes many gifts out of this moment right here. I mean, it's just, I would love for you. We can make a deal one day. You and me get tattoos for the show.
No. You can't get a tattoo.
I can't get a tattoo. I would break that rule.
No.
I would break that rule. No. You and me get tattoos. Maybe a big back one like Brock Lesnar had with the skulls and everything. Just consider it.
That clutch.
Just consider it. Now, DC, by the way, last week, and I want you to share one because I'll tell everyone. You told me this story beforehand. This is why I'm bringing it up. But I want you to tell everyone this story because it's an amazing story. I didn't even know this about you. So last week I stumbled upon the fact that it was what was it? 26 years or 24 years? Let me look it up. It was November 5th, 1994. Big George Foreman. Why are you so skeptical of me?
I get very nervous when you start doing like, oh man. It's like I get a little nervous. Like I'm like, where's this guy going with this, man? Like I don't understand. Okay, go ahead, finish.
November 5th, 1994. Big George, 46 years young, knocks out Michael Moore to become the oldest heavyweight champion in boxing. And I brought this up to you, and little did I know, I thought I knew everything about you at this point, including your tattoos. I didn't know this story meant so much to you. Tell us the story. Oh man.
I was at Northside High School in Lafayette, Louisiana. You know, like I said, I'm just a kid from the north side of Lafayette.
Yeah, that's right.
We're at Northside High School. I'm in shop class. Anytime my teacher did movie days, he would show this fight. He was a massive George Foreman fan. And all the kids would fall asleep. Everybody would put their head down on the desk and they would go to bed. I would watch that fight, Ariel, every single time. And in that day, I had started wrestling before. I was like, man, I've got to be doing something combative, right? So for me, combats was wrestling, but I knew that it could push me forward, do something in that realm because I wanted to do and be and have those moments like George Foreman. It was obviously I thought it would be an Olympic championship or something like overcoming the odds, but I remember watching and I watched George get beat up by Michael Moore for a long time. And I watched George kind of be a little bit slower. He did not look like himself. His pants were really high up. Notice I always wear my pants really high up. His pants were really high up when he was fighting. And George is waiting. And then boom, boom. It was like in slow motion. Michael Moore goes down. George Foreman is now the oldest heavyweight champion in the history of boxing. Something that won't happen again. I mean, Bernard Hopkins won a title as he got older. He beat the best boxer in the world on that night. Michael Moore was the heavyweight champion. And it was something that stuck with me so much, man. I watched that fight every time. My freshman year, I may have watched that fight 7 times in that class. Anytime my teacher decided it was a movie day, he showed the George Foreman versus Michael Moore fight. And I didn't know why. I can't remember the guy's name. I really can't. It was a tall white guy. You know, he was a shop teacher. Always kind of moved a little bit slow. You know, he was towards the end of his tenure. I think that's why we had so many movie days.
Yeah.
You know, I think he's kind of checking out. Movie day. I'm like, hey, can we watch the Foreman fight? Can we watch the Foreman fight? Listen, there was a reason he showed us that, right? He showed us that to show you that you could do anything. And I believe that's what we learned in that fight.
Amazing. And later in life, you got to hang out with Big George. Got to raise your hands.
He's the best.
Right?
I love George. Man. I went to the Houston Youth Center. Who would have thought George Foreman's Houston Youth Center I would have gotten to go to and train at? It's man, your life, like you never know what your life is going to turn into. And mine has just been a fairy tale.
And you're kind of like the MMA version of George Foreman.
I mean, I wasn't even 40, man.
Physique wise and age wise.
Hey, at 40, I didn't win a fight after 40. So you know what? I was like, I'm retired at 40. Maybe I should have.
I think you're not done. I think there's a chance you come back around 45, 46 to
46 years old
to pay homage to your childhood hero, Big George Foreman.
Oh my, could you imagine?
What a story, right? What a story.
The only way I would do that is if Stipe still the champion, because he'd be just as old as I am. Nobody wants to fight those young guys, man. You crazy?
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.